Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I did like a one-on-one video, and hockey season is right around the corner, and I won't lie, I was burnt out. The Habs, we'll get into them, but today we are talking about the 2021-2022 regular season predictions. Where do I see all 32 NHL teams? I still really haven't processed Seattle as an NHL team, and now Arizona is in the Central, so bear with me, but I got sort of, they're on the floor here, so, if you catch me looking down, it's because I have no idea what I'm doing. But, let's start off easy. The worst teams in the league, I think there's home runs on at least two teams. First, we'll go to the Atlantic. We're going to jump all over the place. So, bear with me. Starting in the Atlantic Division, you got the poor Buffalo. Oh my God, I don't know how to write. Whiteboard. It's been since like high school. Buffalo. That's how you spell Buffalo. The Buffalo Sabres, they're crap. They treated their former captain, Jack Eichel, like crap. They won't even let him get surgery. Yes, he's under contract, but he's a human being. Come on, Buffalo. It's every time they swing, they miss utterly in the worst way possible. Look back to when they started their rebuild. When I became a hockey fan, they were still in their rebuild. They got Sam Reinhart, they got Jack Eichel, so on and so forth. Rasmus Dahlin, who I believe signed a contract recently, so good for them. They got their cornerstone defenseman. But what else? Name their starting goaltenders. Oh, exactly. What's their depth? Zemzis Girgensons, former All-Star, by the way. But they got to start with the worst team in the league. They're trying to go for that first overall pick in Shane Wright, and probably through the next year too in Connor Bedard. The next best, probably an even, I wouldn't say easier, worst team in the league to select, but you have the Arizona Coyotes. So Arizona, number 8 in the, I don't know how to write. Arizona. I mean, they got those news. Do I not know how to write? Z. Arizona, the 8th team in the Central Division. They suck. And that's their plan. See, the difference between Arizona and Buffalo being the worst teams is that Arizona has a plan for the first time in forever. They trade assets for picks, and I think they've done a fantastic job in the last 6 months of putting them on a path of hopefully being good. Maybe not for Arizona, maybe they're in Houston in a couple of years, but as a franchise, I think they're on the right path. Next easiest team to pick as last, I'm going to go to the Metro. Also, I think they're sort of going the same route as the Arizona Coyotes, a little bit faster in their rebuild or retool, getting a lot of assets in the Metro Division. You have the Columbus Blue Jackets, CBJ. Columbus Blue Jackets. I mean, I'm a huge fan. I still got to get like a Jeffrey Woodworth Columbus Blue Jackets jersey. I got to add it to the room. And they have a fantastic tandem, but you could see them finish higher in the division because I struggled a lot picking the Metro. I struggled so damn much picking the Metro because I'm like, my brain's sort of stuck a couple of years ago. I've sort of realized that the Islanders are a good team, and so my brain is catching up to where the Metro really is, and we'll know by American Thanksgiving where everything is really at if only I had a time travel machine, because I could look really stupid. They have a lot of really great pieces, but I mean, I don't think they're in a position to win anytime soon. Pacific Division, who do I got down there? Oh, yes. How could you forget? The newest team in the NHL, who a lot of people had way higher on their list. Yes, they got like Schwartz and they got Jared McCann, who will be their William Karlsson, who's just going to have a fantastic season, breakout season for them. Toronto, what the hell? Why did you do that? So Seattle is going to be the 8th team in the Pacific Division, only because ever since the expansion draft, I thought they did an awful job utilizing the assets they could have had and just went with big guys like Curtis McDermott. I think that rings a bell. He's really big. I mean, they could smash around the Pacific, who I think the Pacific is wide open, for being honest. But I don't like Seattle's chances unless they bully their way into a playoff spot. But tank for Shane Wright. The price is right, baby. Well, where do I go next? Do I go... Let's go to the Atlantic. The Atlantic is really interesting to me because you have the Toronto Maple Leafs, who lost in Game 7 again, who I think are a fantastic story. I love stories. I love the narratives. I'm a big sucker for narratives. I don't like the Toronto Maple Leafs, but I love stories, and I have a soft spot for really sad teams with sad histories like the Buffalo Sabres or the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, Buffalo, you're really sad. But just or Cleveland sports teams, or or when the Chicago Cubs 100 years without a championship won. Toronto, 1967. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win the Atlantic Division, baby. The Toronto Maple Leafs are going to win the Atlantic Division. Why do I think that? Why am I going all over the place? Because I can, and this is my YouTube channel, and you're just going to have to live with that. Why do I think Toronto's going to win? I think they are just so good, and it's like when you have a team in NHL games and you build it up for years and you get your top 2 centers in Matthews and John Tavares. You got some fantastic wingers in Marner and William Nylander, and you got everything together. The goaltender's finally working in the regular season, and then you get to the playoffs, and it's EA Voodoo. That is the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are EA Voodoo. But this year, I just see them winning the division. I just do. We'll keep going with the Atlantic Division. In second place, I have... I look at my list, and now I'm debating everything in my mind. I'm going to go the Boston Bruins. Now, they don't have Tuukka Rask. And there's always a team that you're like, oh, they should have done a whole lot better this year, but, we didn't know until American Thanksgiving. Oh, they really suck, and they're like 2-10. Or like Philadelphia last year. Boatload of talent, not sure what they're going to do. They should have been better, right? But Boston, they got Ullmark, who, rotted on the Buffalo. Was he on Buffalo last year? I think he put up really decent stats with the Buffalo Sabres, all things considered. But Boston, I think they're built to bully every other team in the league. It's their culture. It's Boston. Next best team, I'm gonna go with the one Florida team, and I'm going to go with the Florida Panthers. If I get abbreviations wrong, my bad. Now, hold on. Whoa. And where the hell are the Tampa Bay Lightning? I'm trying to big brain this right now. Okay? So hear me out, and excuse the hair. I don't even know what I'm doing with it. Yeah, the hat is an Unis Honest hat that was stitched wrong, because if you turn it inside out, it's still upside. Yeah, it's whatever. Unis Honest. Anybody comment Unis Honest in the comments down below if you know what I'm talking about. But the Tampa Bay Lightning are going to be 4th in the division. How do you do Tampa Bay? Is it just TPM? It might be. Why do I think Florida's going to do so? I think it's just one of those. I think they're bound to be good, and if you look at their talent, they get Sam Reinhart. They're just. Ekblad's going to be healthy sooner rather than later. Didn't he break his leg? That was really sad to watch. Ugh. I think Florida's really talented. Spencer Knight. Their goaltending, I think, is the only real suspect thing on this team. Their offense is amazing. They should just be able to win one of these years with the amount of talent they have on their team. I'm going to say it's this year. Why do I think Tampa Bay is fourth in the division? I do have them making the playoffs. No doubt about it. They're probably going to win 3 straight championships. Championships. They're going to face the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. I just have a weird feeling. If you're going to do a storybook ending for the Toronto Maple Leafs winning a championship, I just see them going through the best team in modern hockey history. I literally just put whatever. I just colored on my shorts. So Tampa Bay is going to be fourth in the division, which means 5, 6, and 7. I am a fan of the Montreal Canadiens, as you can see right there and right there. And they lost so many goddamn pieces, and I'm still planning on doing a video just all in all about the cesspool of sadness that is the Montreal Canadiens. Losing Jesperi Kotkaniemi hurts so much. Just my heart. I can't keep doing this with this team. I'm going to put Montreal. I'm going to wait on Montreal. I have there in the Metro. Oh yeah, how could I forget about the Ottawa Senators? Now, Ottawa. I think their abbreviation is just OTT. There are 2 T's in Ottawa, yeah. It's the capital city of Canada, I should probably know that. Ottawa. Now, a lot of people last year underestimated that team in the Canadian Division or North Division or Scotiabank Division, whatever the hell they called it. I don't think they're as good as they were. I don't think they're going to be as hot as they were in that division. That division was crap. We all know that, especially now, just looking back on it with hindsight. I think they're a whole lot better than what they were on paper. Your young guys are getting more experienced. Stutzel's is going to be sick. Kachuk doesn't have a contract yet, so that's sort of, fantastic. Probably the next captain of the Ottawa Senators when he signs, and he should sign relatively soon if he wants to play. But it's the Atlantic Division. Unless you have a team like Boston, who we expect to be good, fall out of it, I don't see Ottawa really contending in this division. Now, they could. Matt Murray could just have a Vezina season because goalies are voodoo. I really don't see enough substance in Ottawa just yet. But I love the way they're going. Not this year, maybe next year, when, they get another good draft pick, because this draft is going to be sick. I just don't think Ottawa's going to make it. They could. That'd be really cool for Ottawa. I love what they're doing there. Not Eugene Melnyk. I don't hate Pierre Dorian. I think he's like an average general manager. He loses some trades. He wins and gets a lot of value for, a lot of it. I think he does a good job, but we're not here to talk about Pierre Dorian. This is a team, the Ottawa Senators, barring any cab rides. 5, maybe a wild card spot. Number 6, I'm going to go the Montreal Canadiens and then the Detroit Red Wings as the 7th team in the division. Yes, Detroit has made steps to being a good team. Nedeljkovic, I think, is going to be sick. They're still waiting on a lot of guys from Europe, and they don't gotta be good yet. They just don't. these next 2 drafts is the time to be bad, and you're going to see NHL teams decide what kind of team they are, and then really, they're going to go one of 2 ways. They're going to be like, yep, or no. Like Boston, what if by American Thanksgiving, and I always go back to that, but, like month and a half into the season, I'm trying to think, it's like November, middle November? Yeah, a lot of these teams are going to know what they are by then. That's when you'll see teams unloading. That's where I think Detroit and Montreal are going to finish. Montreal, it's too much trauma to get into right now. So that's the Atlantic Division. I guess. Where do we go next? The Metro is really difficult for me. But let's move to the Central Division. Let's just go Colorado. Yes, they lost their starting goalie, but Darcy Kemper is an absolute beast, one of the best goalies in the NHL. Now he's playing behind an actual good team. Nathan MacKinnon, revenge tour. If he sees you eating a cookie, he's going to murder you. He's going to go Michael Jordan mode this year. He's going to make sure everybody is on their game. Colorado should just murder everyone in their paths. You know what? Let's go the Winnipeg Jets. I don't see a lot of people talking about them outside of Canadian hockey culture. Why is that? Because it's Winnipeg. Who goes to Winnipeg on purpose? They did. This is not making fun of the Winnipeg Jets. I really love what they have there at Winnipeg, except Mark Scheifele. Big F you to Mark Scheifele. That's it. Everything about Winnipeg I really love. Connor Hellebuck should be a shoo-in for the Vezina this year, especially with how they've rebuilt their defensive core. 2 years ago, if you go back 4 years ago, they have one of the best defensive cores in the league. Couple of years, it's like, you got Josh Morrissey and that's it. That's it. They've added some quality pieces there in Winnipeg. I'm excited to see what Connor Hellebuck, their elite offense, Kyle Connor, Nikolai Ehlers, I'm forgetting so many names right now, but I truly believe that team could easily run away with it. Next team, you gotta go. The St. Louis Blues. Blues fan reacts. If you don't know him, if you don't know him, subscribe to him, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, he's all things St. Louis. Go watch him. Absolute best there is. St. Louis. Status quo. They make the playoffs usually every year. They haven't missed the playoffs many times in their franchise's history. They should make the playoffs. There's not much more I can really say about St. Louis. A couple of, young guys coming into the league. Potentially some good things there on St. Louis. I just burped and almost threw up in my throat. It's been a while since I've recorded videos like this, so. Next team in the league. So I don't like this team at all. I think they should suffer for another decade because of their success. 3 championships in 5 years. Yes, we are talking about the Chicago Blackhawks. I'm really debating between them and the Dallas Stars for that 4th spot in this division. Dallas is one of those teams I really haven't thought about in a while, but they are good enough. Chicago, yes, they've added some fancy pieces here or there. Reigning Vezina winner, Marc-Andre Fleury, Seth Jones, probably has the worst contract in the league. But it's only preseason, Owen. Don't come for me, Chicago. He's bad. He sucks. He's not going to be... He's probably going to have flashes of really good hockey, but... Chicago. Do I go with Dallas? Do I go with Chicago? I'm going to go ahead and say Chicago is 5th in the division. Chicago with CHI, right? I'm probably wrong. Whatever. Comment if I'm wrong. That means I'm gonna go Dallas for the 4th spot. Probably contending for Dallas. Is that their abbreviation? No. They're a great team. They missed out on the playoffs last year because of a bunch of injuries. Ben Bishop is... I think they said he's good to go for the season. He's a beast. He's getting older, but it's a sick team. They should be good enough to make the playoffs. It is an interesting division, and 6-7. Minnesota. I got my Kaprizov jersey over there. I ordered that. It got to my house the day before contract negotiations went quiet, and then I just didn't talk about the jersey because I said I was going to order one. I was going to post it on Twitter. I didn't because that day I got it was like, yeah, he's in Siberia on a lake, and I'm like, well, that's just jinxing. Why did I shouldn't say anything. So Minnesota, they did... let me just write Minnesota down. Minnesota. They had this... Wow, I really... You know what? I butchered it, but it doesn't matter. Who's the last... Oh! The Predators. But we'll get to them. Because I'm not a fan of them anymore. Or, I'm not a fan... we'll get to them. we'll get to them. But Minnesota... They bought out Zach Parise and Ryan Sutter. Ryan Sutter. I think he went to... Did he go to Dallas? He's on Dallas. And then Parise went to the Islanders. Because Lou Lamoriello is a mob boss. And I love him. He's like the godfather of hockey. How can you not love Lou Lamoriello? So... Minnesota. I keep talking about them, and I'm not getting to my point. I feel they had a plan to do some extraordinary things this offseason, and nothing worked. Like Jack Eichel, like, you get all this cap space, but the cap recapture is going to really suck in the next couple of years, so the time to win is right now. I don't think they added enough quality pieces to really push for that playoff spot, especially, I think that the NHL is really talented. But I mean it as in, I think the talent in the league right now is so spread out. There's a lot of parity, and you can make a case on basically any team except Buffalo and Arizona for making the playoffs. Seriously. Maybe not San Jose or Anaheim. Maybe. But that means the Nashville Predators are going to... I think Minnesota's going to have an interesting year, though. They're a cool team, and Kaprizov made them cool. If they make the playoffs, what did I say last season? And I was completely right. Minnesota will be cool if Kaprizov comes in and dominates. That was spot on. Which means, hey, if it does the same thing again, MVP? That would push them over the edge. Absolutely. I just don't think they got enough game-breaking pieces there to compete with everybody above them. Could be wrong, Which means... Nashville. What's their abbreviation? Smashville. Nashville. What did I say? I said David Poley, their GM. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think he's not a good general manager. Oh my God, Owen, why would you say that? Everybody loves him. Yeah. He had a love fest there when, they made the Stanley Cup Finals. What have they done since? What have they added? What have they gone out and done? Yes, they had six. I think they won the Presidents. Did they win the Presidents the year after they went to the Stanley Cup Finals? But their time to win was a couple of seasons ago. They're not good enough anymore. And I feel a time to unload those pieces like Forsberg and Arvidsson and Ellis were at the trade deadline last year. And they just didn't capitalize on anything. And then they got rid of Ryan Ellis for some nice assets. They lost Pekka Rinne. UC Saros is a beast. Gotta love UC Saros. I don't see it. I don't see it in Nashville. They got some... but you can make an argument for them. And I'm not trying to Law and Order this for every team. But yeah, I could see a hot goaltender taking like... a defense that took a couple of losses and a forward core that took a couple of losses. They get on a heater and you could see them make the playoffs. But okay, are they better than Dallas right now? No. Are they better than St. Louis? No. Are they better than No. No. Are they better than some Pacific Division teams? Yeah, Seattle, for sure. Maybe. But, if Nashville has never really had that franchise-level talent on their roster. The draft this year and next year is the absolute right time to be bad, Nashville, Smashville. You got a great fan base. I wish you a whole lot of success, but not your year. On to the Pacific Division. I've been talking for 30 minutes and we're 2 divisions in. Because I gotta make a case for every team, because I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want to, We'll talk about the Pacific Division. Best team in the division. Let's go Vegas. Vegas Golden Knights. Yes, they don't have that first line center. They don't have that, I'm like Jack Eichel, yeah. They should have gone out for Jack Eichel. That would have pushed them over, but your forwards only scoring 5 goals against Montreal in the conference finals last year. I think it was 5 goals from their forwards. Defensive core, they lose Marc-Andre Fleury for nothing. Name the player he was traded for. No, you can't. I don't even think he's on Vegas anymore. Yeah, I don't like them. I'll straight up, I do not like the Vegas Golden Knights. I still... I think they're good enough to just walk through the Pacific Division relatively unscathed into the playoffs. Yeah, they should easily make it this year, unless they show their true colors and their forwards. Because a series like that against Montreal, where you should win 10 times out of 10, that could probably do some mental damage for guys like Mark Stone and Alex Tuck, Pacioretty, the list goes on, William Karlsson, but they should make the playoffs, especially in the Pacific Division. Next best team in the division, I struggle with this, because there's one team in here, they got Connor McDavid on it, but you forget, they're Edmonton, and they have nothing good, ever. I'm just going to say Edmonton. I'm going to say Edmonton, second in the division. I know that's a popular choice, but I'm putting them there just because of the fact that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are 2 of the best players in the world, and they should carry the team. They should just carry them, but Edmonton didn't address anything. They got Cody Ceci. Oh, but yes, don't worry. They got the veteran leadership and a guy that refuses to take a needle in the arm to protect his teammates, and that, Duncan Keith. I'm not going to get mad about Edmonton. They just make me so goddamn mad. They just make me so mad. And they lost Josh Archibald, who was diagnosed with a heart condition, which sucks for him. And Alex Stalock is out, I believe, or he was affected by COVID, and that sucks. That really does. I just want to see Connor McDavid and company succeed, because Edmonton is sick, and they should be good. But they're voodoo, just like the Leafs, just like every other Canadian team in the league. They're voodoo. Complete and utter voodoo. A voodoo! Oh, Edmonton. Next best team in the division. You could go Calgary, maybe LA, not Seattle. I don't think they're good. The Canucks. No, not the Canucks. No. Let's work from the ground up. The second worst team in the division, the San Jose Sharks. San Jose Sharks. Why do I think that? I think they're worse than we realize. But I've been saying for a while now that they remind me exactly of Detroit before they fell off. They don't have a lot of talent in their systems, except they had a decent draft. They got some really awesome talent. Who do they pick in the first round? Finnish kid. Is he Swedish? Can't remember his name, but I love him very much. So congratulations, San Jose. But if you're gonna be bad, San Jose, the next 2 years, those are the perfect years to be bad. But Erik Karlsson's not getting any younger. Brent Burns isn't getting any younger. Vlasic, Evander Kane is a whole mess. Couture. It's just Couture. Is it? He got punched in the face in Toronto. Loser. They're just an aging team, but I could make a case for them. I could totally make a case for them, but I'm not going to, because they're not going to make the playoffs. You heard it here first, folks. Next team. I'll go Anaheim. I'll go Anaheim just because I'm not sure their young guys are ready to take that step. Trevor Zegras. Why can't I? Drysdale. I don't think they're there yet. I think they've done a fantastic job in the last couple of years regaining assets. John Gibson is definitely the X factor on that team. I could make a case for them again. I just don't think it's all there yet. Getzlaf is basically done. Not a whole lot of substance. I don't think their D-core has really taken a... They used to have the best defensive core in the NHL. Like 4 years ago, which is a long time. Such a stacked defensive core. I just don't see him making it. Fifth team in the division. Hear me out. Vancouver. I'll go... I'll go Vancouver. Because Vancouver's cursed, and they can't have anything happy, and Jim Benning's an idiot. They did get Hughes and Pettersson locked down. That's sick. They're just cursed. They're cursed. They just are. They have so many fantastic pieces, but the pieces surrounding those fantastic pieces are liquid garbage. They did get... You know what? Vancouver. Fourth in the division. They're going to contend for a wild card spot just because I'm going against myself here. I'm not even going to say why. Fifth in the division. I'll go... I do have Calgary making the playoffs because there's so much damn talent there that it's hard to argue against them making the playoffs, but in recent years, they just haven't had it. I believe Gaudreau's contract is coming to an end. I believe Sean Monahan's is also coming to an end. I think it's this year. This is the year for the Calgary Flames to figure out what the hell are they? Because there is so much talent on that team. LA 5. Calgary 3. So Vegas, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, LA, Anaheim, San Jose, and Seattle. LA. Let's talk about LA. I love the way they're going. I don't think they should be successful for a couple of years because they've won championships, and I don't really love when teams are successful all the time. You know, same thing with Chicago and a couple of other reasons, because you're such a crap franchise and you don't protect your players. Screw you, Chicago. I'm not going to go into that any further. LA, I think is going to be such a fun team this year. Arvidsson, so much young talent. The best prospect pool in the NHL are right on the fringe, which I want to put them 4. I'll keep them 5. I could see them making the playoffs as well. I could see all of them except like 3 teams. But let's go to the Metro. Best team in the Metro. I've struggled so much with this. I think the easiest division was the Atlantic. I think, to me, it was the easiest. Metro. Best team in the Metro. You know what? Let's start controversial. Controversially? The second worst team in the division. The Pittsburgh Penguins. Whoa, Owen! Don't ever bet against Sidney Crosby. And every time I've bet against him, he just, hey, I'm going to win an MVP this year. The only reason I'm saying that is Malkin's out, Crosby's out, Gensel just tested positive for COVID, so he's out for a bit. I think they're going to start off really rough, and they're going to have to catch up the rest of the season. And this Metro Division is sick. I think there's so much parity in this league. As I said before, you can make a case for everyone. I don't know. I have a gut feeling they're going to start off really poorly, and they're going to try to catch up. When Malkin, Crosby, and Gensel are back in the lineup, they should win a couple of games, but don't bet against Sidney Crosby. They'll make the playoffs, but I'll keep them 7. I'll keep them 7 because, don't come for me, Pittsburgh. I used to be a fan of you in like grade 5. I used to be the biggest Sidney Crosby stan. Before I was even a hockey fan. Like, yeah, Sidney Crosby, yeah. I think it was, I don't know why I'm going off on a tangent here. This is literally about this. But I think it was their back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals against Detroit. Where I'm like, yeah, you like Detroit? Psh, Sidney Crosby all the way. I don't know why you need to do all that. Next team in the division. I struggle so much with this. Every team in this division I got wrong last year, basically, because I'm like, oh, Philadelphia is going to be so much better. But no. New Jersey, they're going to be slightly better. And the Rangers, they're going to make the playoffs too. This year, they've broken my trust issues. New York Rangers. Because they hurt my feelings last year. And that's the only reason I'm putting them there. But, if Lafreniere and Capo Caco finally play to where their potential is, yes, they're very young. They're in their, early 20s? Very, very early 20s. I'm older than Lafreniere. Look where I am! I'm not a hockey player either, but I know hockey, so. Rangers 6. Number 5. Yikes. I'm going to go Philadelphia, number 5. Love what they added this offseason. They also hurt my feelings last year, same with the Rangers. So I'm going to, not because they hurt my feelings, because I'm not sure where to evaluate them. So I'm going to keep them right in the middle of the division. So it wouldn't surprise me if either of them go, or the bottom 2, or the top 2. But that's where I'm going to say they are. Number 4. Oh, and just come on! Come on! Just put down a team, who's it gonna be? New Jersey number 4. This preseason, yes, it's preseason. They're the team that has intrigued me the most. They seem fun. They seem electric. So much young talent coming up again for that team that I could easily see them storming away with a playoff spot, top 2, top 3, maybe even first place. Because there's sometimes young teams come out of left field and are like that. The issue with Mackenzie Blackwood, who is their starting goaltender, that's where you sort of, I'm not sure if they're there yet. They're on the way. They're on the right track. Jack Hughes is going to have a fantastic season. I'll predict Jack Hughes. He'll be a point per game this year. Book it. Number 3. The Washington Capitals. They're shoo-in for the playoffs. If you bet against them, you're going to bet against Ovi. I hope he scores like 70 goals this year. I like the Capitals, except Tom Wilson. But, yeah, they're about there. They're on the decline. Same with Pittsburgh. Haven't really loaded or gotten a whole lot of young talent because they've been so good using those draft picks to regain assets to keep on your team, like Vitek Vanacek. They should make the playoffs. Ilya Samsonov, they're a sick team. They're awesome. They should make the playoffs, no doubt. 1 and 2. I have struggled with this because let's talk about the Carolina Hurricanes. If they hadn't gotten rid of Nedeljkovic, I would say first place in the division, no doubt about it. They added Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Tony DeAngelo, who are on the same team, which makes me sick to my stomach. New York Islanders number 1, Carolina number 2. New York's sick. I know I use that. I use just the same words over and over again to describe good hockey teams. Yeah, they're sick. But the last couple of years, I have really underestimated them when they started making the playoffs consistently. And I'm like, yeah, they're not going to get past Florida, like Washington, and 2 back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals. Okay, so you have to start taking note. I just love the way they run things there. Lou Lamoriello, no BS from him. He signs everybody on one day, and he's like, okay. They're awesome. I'm not underestimating them again. This is the board. Who do I have making the playoffs? That's where I'm gonna leave things off for this video. Who do I have making the playoffs? Maybe I'll do a separate video talking about the playoff bracket and where I see everything going. Who do I have winning the President's Trophy? The Toronto Maple Leafs are your President's Trophy winners this year. Oh yeah, I'll just put a star beside their name. President's Trophy winners, because full chaos mode. It's the last dance for the Toronto Maple Leafs. If you don't succeed this year, Toronto, everything is changing. Kyle Dubas will probably be gone unless... when you make guarantees like Kyle Dubas, you gotta back them up, right? You just gotta back them up. Just like the Toronto Raptors when they said, Dad, this is the year. We gotta do something. We get Kawhi. They haven't really gotten their Kawhi. Their Kawhi is already on their team, and his name is Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews MVP? I'm not sure. Toronto Presidents. But I could see either Vegas, Colorado, or New York winning it because they're number 1. Don't put yourself in a corner. Who makes the playoffs? So top 4 teams. So top 3 makes it. So you have top 3, top 3, top 3, top 3. So right now it's looking like Vegas, or I guess it would be Edmonton, Calgary first round. Yes, please. Central would be Winnipeg, St. Louis. That's fun. Carolina, Washington first round. Sick. Boston, Florida. Okay. Well, that means... I kind of want to see Tampa, Toronto first round. But for my wild card teams, I'm just going to put a W beside their name. Tampa Bay wild card, none in the rest of the Atlantic Division, Ottawa, Montreal, Detroit, or Buffalo. Metro Division, I'm going to give one to the New Jersey Devils. That W looks so bad. I'm so sorry. New Jersey making the playoffs. Why the hell not? Central Division, I'll do the Dallas Stars. Are totally taking. Yeah, I'll give them one. And full chaos mode. Vancouver Canucks. Now, that was relatively simple. 4 teams from each division. That's not how it usually works. Usually one division definitely steps way above the next, and you have like 5 teams from one division make it, and only 3 from the next. That's what usually happens, especially in years past. But that's an awesome playoffs. That's so cool. That's what I want to see. Vegas, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Colorado, Winnipeg, St. Louis, Dallas, New York Islanders, Carolina, Washington, New Jersey, Toronto, Boston, Florida, and Tampa Bay will make the playoffs this year. Book it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love doing this. I love talking, and this was a long video, and I'm sorry. But I plan on doing this way more. NHL 22 is right around the corner. I got a whiteboard, ladies and gents. I got a whiteboard! Before I end this video, I decided to do something different, just to see, am I as smart as I think I am at hockey? hockey's a dumb sport, so probably every prediction I made is wrong. So I decided, why not just randomize it and see if a computer is better at predicting this, or just is random odds better than critical thinking, or am I going to be that wrong? So start in the Pacific. We'll do this really quick because you've been here for so long. If you have, consider subscribing, liking, commenting, all that jazz. Edmonton, LA, Seattle, Calgary, San Jose, Vancouver, Anaheim, and Vegas? Okay. Colorado, Nashville, Winnipeg, Arizona, Chicago, St. Louis, Minnesota, and Dallas? Okay. It gets weirder. Carolina, Philadelphia, Columbus, Pittsburgh, Washington, New Jersey, New York, and the New York Islanders. Atlantic! Who's number 2? Do you see that? Exactly. So I'm probably already on the right step to winning this. Florida, Buffalo, Boston, Detroit, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. I guess we'll see.